Hello and welcome to Business Today. I'm Siddharth Zarabi, and on Easynomics today, we'll try and decipher the impact of the decision to ban wheat exports. First, a quick recap. On the 13th of May, which is the last Friday, India announced a ban on one particular variety of wheat, which is called durum wheat. It has a specific code in our export regulations. It's HS code 1001, 1001 if we were to say it in Hindi, and those exports have been banned with immediate effect. There are a couple of exception clauses, but the impact of this ban has been felt immediately within literally hours, 72 hours of this decision. The first impact: international wheat prices have risen to a record high of $453 a ton, and this is just a little while ago as I speak with you. These prices keep changing, so please do bear that when you look at this particular number and when you like, share and subscribe this video, which I believe you will. What is happening in the futures market? Future prices of wheat are trending even higher. By one estimate, close to 62% higher is the futures price for wheat. So what does that tell you? Futures always tell you what is likely to happen in the future market, and that's why it is considered a very sophisticated product to gauge future price movements across a range of commodities, including even for investment purposes. So the futures market is continuing to paint a red signal, so to say, as far as prices of wheat are concerned internationally. Domestically, we are seeing the reverse happen, which was the objective of the government of India when it took this decision, which is prices are softening. If you look at mandi level rates, average 100 to 125 rupees decline is being noticed, and that trend is likely to accentuate, although it will depend on a couple of factors, including how much we procure in the extended wheat procurement window, which the government has now set at 31st of May. Why did this happen? Why did we come from a situation where we were just till a few days back, the government of the day, Prime Minister Modi's government was saying that India has the potential to feed the world, to be a food bowl, to be a continuing large exporter of food grains. And in fact, there were trade delegations that were supposed to go out to different countries and try and develop export markets for Indian products, including food products, food grains, cereals, and whatnot. And that development, clearly a question mark on that effort, because domestic concerns, supply concerns, have overtaken those plans. And how rapidly has the situation changed? The mid-February estimate of wheat production was almost just over 111 metric tons, and that was million tons, beg your pardon, and this was versus 105 million tons previously. However, it now seems that this target will not be achieved, and this could change once again. By one estimate, it's likely to be 109 million tons. The government has been taking action, including switching and replacing 5.5 million tons of wheat with rice in the dedicated program for the PM Garib Anna Kalyan Yojana, which is a massive program that provides free food grains to the needy. So these are the numbers, but why did this happen? The unprecedented heat wave, that not only in the scale of the temperature scale has been unprecedented, its timing also was caught everyone off guard. It's been an early summer across the Indian subcontinent practically, and that March heat wave has dampened projections of the food grain that we are likely to produce, and that shortfall is a significant shortfall. Of course, the government, like I told you, has extended the procurement window till the 31st of May, but we'll see how that pans out. The second really important thing that we need to understand about this wheat ban is that the government has exception clauses, and this is not being paid enough attention. This is important from India's role and responsibility to be a responsible global player. The government of India has clearly said that if those orders that have an irrevocable LC, a letter of credit, which means that the order is now fully and finally sealed and cannot be reversed, the exporter will have to pay up if he fails to meet his part of the bargain of supply. Those will be honored. The second exception is, importantly, where countries who are dependent to some extent on Indian wheat, for example, in our immediate neighborhood, Nepal and Bangladesh are known to be significant importers of Indian wheat, to some extent Sri Lanka as well. So the government has very clearly said, if the governments there request, we will provide and perhaps make an exception for that. The purpose really has been to control inflation, and while Indian prices are cooling off, I think we need to tread very cautiously in trying to interpret this decision as a big softener for domestic prices in India. By all accounts, different opinion and a variety of experts are saying it's too early to suggest that this wheat export ban will lead to a significant cascading effect on domestic prices. And we know domestic consumer inflation is a significant worry, coming in at a very high number, 8-year high number just recently of 7.98%. And that clearly has been a worry as far as our domestic food supply and security is concerned. So all in all, what we are really seeing is that while internationally wheat prices are likely to continue to firm up unless other countries decide to release some reserve stocks. After all, India is only the second largest producer of wheat. The responsibility is in fact on all countries to mitigate this situation, and not just on India, which has such a huge portion of the global population that resides in India and has to be fed, obviously. The second aspect that we need to keep in mind is the second round impacts. We may see second round impacts down the line. Remember that there are a lot of food product categories, processed food categories, where wheat is a significant player. Maida, more than almost 2/3 of your biscuits, some varieties at least, are just pure maida. Bread is almost 90% maida. So we know how significant wheat is as a staple both in India and overseas. In certain countries, it's largely wheat. Many of the Western countries are large consumers of wheat and not rice. In India, we have a mixed kind of food grain cereals consumption. Rice, significant amounts are consumed, so is significant amount of wheat, and of course traditional food grains, some of the millets that we used to have, jawar and others, they are also consumed, but not that much in quantity anymore. So wheat being very, very significant for domestic price stability, for our food security. So a tough decision that the government of India has had to take. Initial reports within 72 hours of this decision seeming to suggest that it's working out. Domestic prices are softening, and if they don't soften or fall significantly, at least the price buildup will definitely stop. And internationally, there are consequences which coincidentally India has received support on this from unlikely quarter, which is China, which has blamed the West after Germany, speaking on behalf of the G7, was critical of India's wheat ban. So we'll have to keep a close watch of how this decision ultimately pans out over the next 2-3 weeks, and at least by the time procurement in India closes. And once that happens, and once we have a good monsoon, only then will we be able to say that we are in a good situation as far as food price inflation is concerned. I hope this explainer that we are attempting for you has provided you some information and possibly filled in the blanks where there were gaps. But nevertheless, I would request you to provide us your feedback. Do like, share and subscribe, and keep tuning into Business Today. I'll see you another day. Till then.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.